Hello and welcome to this special episode of Axis Mutual Fund Masterclass, an investor education initiative. I'm Tamanna Inamdar. If you are someone who wants to know all about mutual funds but don't know where to go, you've come to the right place. In today's episode, we're looking at how investing through Systematic Investment Plan or SIP is going to be beneficial for you. Joining us on this is Raghav Iyengar, Chief Business Officer at Axis Mutual Fund. Raghav, great to have you back here. We're talking mutual funds, and the favorite buzzword in mutual funds is SIP. You hear it everywhere. Everyone asks, "Aapka SIP hua hai? SIP chal raha hai?" Ye SIP hai kya?
Okay, SIP, the full form, Tamanna, is Systematic Investment Plan. Right? That's what SIP stands for. Obviously, it's a lot of words, a lot of letters. So everybody's just sort of pushed it into SIP. As you rightly said, it is the thing. Everyone who is graduating, getting into a job, people who want to save, the first thing they do is just let's put the money into SIPs. So one is the systematic is obviously the time on which it's a regular way of investing. That's why we call it systematic. And you can invest that in various forms. I mean, you can do a daily SIP. That means you can put some money daily. You can do a weekly SIP, which is you can put every week. But the most popular way is a monthly SIP. Your salary or your earnings come once in a month. So typically out of that, you will take some money and put it into SIPs. So it's a nice regular way of building an investment corpus for yourself. It is very, very reasonable. You can start as low as 500 rupees. So it's not something that people need to put lakhs of rupees and you need a lot of money to start. So you can basically start. Very easy to do. It just takes about 2 or 3 steps to do. We have a nice campaign called Shuruaat SIP Se. We said, like, whatever you do, start with SIP, and it's extremely flexible. So you can do it, like I said, daily, weekly, monthly. You can figure out which day of the week you want. You can do it on the 1st, you can do it on the 7th.
And you just have to give an instruction to your bank. You don't have to.
And obviously fill in an application form, do a little bit of KYC. That bit is there, but that's a one-time thing. Once you set that one-time instruction, then it just plays out till you can stop at any time. So that's the other part of it. It's extremely flexible. So it's not something that if you give say an instruction for the next 30 years, it doesn't mean that you have to do it for 30 years. Ideally, you should do it for 30 years because the longer you do it, the better will be your retirement or your investment pool. But if you need to stop, you can stop. There's something called a SIP pause. Let's say if you have a problem in the family, you have some money issue, you can't contribute for some period of time, you can give an instruction, say, I want to stop my SIP for 3 months, 6 months, up to 6 months is allowed. So let's say I'm going through an unforeseen emergency. I don't have that SIP money, you don't have to stop it, or you don't have...
No, like during pandemic, a lot of people lost their job and didn't want to put in SIP. So is there a penalty for that?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's very, very easy to do. You can stop it up to 6 months. Then after 6 months, it ceases because then obviously the instruction lapses. And it's a one-time instruction mandate. There are various ways to do it. You can do it through UPI, which is the easiest way to do. You can do it through a bank transfer, very easy way to do. So it's absolutely... it's extremely easy to set up, very easy to maintain, and it comes as low as 500 rupees a month.
So the thing with SIPs and conversations people have is when markets are going up, their investments are going up, everyone's very excited. They say, SIP shuru karte hain, SIP shuru karte hain. Yes. When markets go a little, wobble a bit, and that happens in markets. Absolutely, they go up, they go down. People say, SIP band kar diya, SIP band kar diya. They feel worried. Yes. Do you think that this is the right pattern or the wrong pattern?
I think it's absolutely the wrong pattern, because what a SIP does for you is it takes away the stress of either are you buying high or buying very high, so it allows you to be with the market. So let's say if you were in January 2020, February 2020, markets were very high. So you got a little bit of, you put some money, you got lesser units because the market is higher. March 2020 was COVID, obviously markets went down. You remember it was like a very bad month. Many people decided, I need to stop because the markets have crashed. Actually, that's completely the wrong thing to do, because you would have got more units because the markets have actually come down. And that's the beauty of SIP, because it does something called rupee cost averaging, which is nothing but averaging your investments over various cycles of the market. And unfortunately, like you rightly said, most people will be very happy when the markets are up. Yes, it's natural because your value is looking nice, and obviously feel very worried when the markets are down. But you should be actually putting more money when the markets are actually down, and that's how people make money in equities, right? But people tend to do the reverse. So it's actually like going and trying to buy something when it's 25% more expensive and actually selling it when it's 25-30% cheap. And that's the beauty of SIP, because it allows you to take away all those emotions, and that's why people like it. But does it mean that you're going to get consistent money throughout? No, it won't. Markets will go up and down, like you said. So in fact, if you don't want to put money at the bottom, at least that's fine, but at least don't stop your SIP. Allow it to continue and allow it to give you returns over a period of time.
So is the reverse also true, that if I want to withdraw, or जब मुझे पैसे निकालने हैं, at some point I feel कि बहुत साल हो गए इन्वेस्टमेंट करके, मुझे निकालने हैं, तो रुकना चाहिए कि जब मार्केट थोड़ा ऊपर जाए तब आप पैसे निकाले, उसका क्या रिवर्स भी सही है?
तमन्ना, ऐसा है क्या, SIP is a discipline, ये डिसिप्लिन है. So this is not ये निकालने डालने के बात नहीं है. So what is does for you is ये आपका पैसे regularly डालते चलते जाएगा.
It forces you to save.
To save. So and taking out money is your discretion. You can take it out anytime. All I'm saying is don't take it out when things are bad. Actually take it out when things improve. And that's a decision you should make with somebody who's your, let's say, financial partner. So what time, when do you need the money, when you don't need the money? That's a personal decision. But the worst thing to do is to stop your SIP when things are bad and add much more when things are very good. So both ways are not good.
So some people are afraid of commitments.
Right.
And at the end of the day, whether you want to commit to a special someone or not, a SIP is a commitment.
Absolutely.
Then you're stuck. And people wonder what happens tomorrow if I make less money, I'll lose my job, my expenses go up. What would be your message to them?
So SIP it's extreme. It's a commitment with a lot of flexibility, right?
The exit door is
always open. The pause door is open. So if let's say you're having a bad time, like you rightly said, in COVID, a lot of people had challenges. You have something called a SIP pause. You can stop your SIP for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? You get more money, you can do something called a SIP top up, where you can give an instruction. And more importantly, to stop a SIP is very, very simple. It's just it's a 2-line instruction. There is no penalty for stopping a SIP. Let's be clear about that. Unlike maybe some other traditional financial instruments where there are penalties, here there's nothing. I mean, it's an absolutely voluntary decision.
I think the only penalty or punishment is the loss of opportunity,
absolutely,
to make some money
over a period of time. And I think many people, including me, have built assets based on SIPs. So it's a great way to. So I'm a walking, talking example of actually saving some little bit of money and actually converting that into a nice asset for myself, right? So. Yeah.
Hence the relaxed look on Raghav. That's the example of what happens if you start SIPs, and the earlier the better. Thank you so much, Raghav.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.